But I realized that like people only write songs about you if they only know you for 72 hours because they don't have time to know, you know, the shit you don't want to write a song about. Because I'll tell you who's not writing a song about me, and it's him right there. And if he is writing a song, it's "You fucking crazy, you fucking crazy bitch."
Chemical X.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Chemical X podcast. You're here with your girl, Alessia, also known as Alediandra.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, maybe leave us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and a review.
You think just because you're wearing a nose ring, you can forget to say your name?
Absolutely. They don't need to know my name. I'm a new chick every week, actually. I'm always popping in with props.
What's your name today?
I know you have your go-to name and it's always Katrina, but I don't have one like that, you know? I'm just Veronica with a nose ring today.
Okay.
Guys, my house...
For anyone listening on audio, Veronica is,
wearing a septum piercing. My house is full of like props, so it's very easy for me to just pop things on. And
doesn't help that you're in set design.
Literally.
Soon you're going to use the razor and stick it up your nose.
I got in a wig the other day and everybody's like, I don't get it. You got this wig for Halloween and just came in late? And I'm like, nope. I just, wanted a red wig. And I realized real quick that red is not for me. So I'm glad I bought the wig and not
before dyeing your entire hair.
Because that's something I would do is just like, fuck it. Let me just dye my hair. And I got over that phase real quick when I saw what it
Speaking
looked
about
like.
hair really quickly, I just want to give a big shout out to Chelsea Aquino from Blunt. If you guys are in Montreal and you want to get your hair, what do they call this? Golden, goddessy, whatever, guys.
Sun-kissed?
Sun-kissed? Well, you're looking right at her. I was tired of brown hair, but I also didn't want to get away from brown, so she did me a nice balayage, and I'm obsessed. So check her out, and also check out Blunt. They gave me this little cute water bottle that says not vodka, except I'm going out tonight, and let me tell you what I'm drinking. Vodka.
I feel like everybody's supposed to be going brown though, and you just went the opposite route.
Yeah, normally in winter, I think everybody goes darker, but I'm not like everybody else. I think we realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we realize.
So I have a question for you.
Beauty.
How do we feel about Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson? Because I think they're dating. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if they're dating.
But what are your thoughts? Because nobody knows.
My thoughts are, it's like me and my boyfriend, the hottie with... I'm joking. You know what I realized?
What?
It's always like the fucking... Like every time you see... No. What I mean is like every time you see like one of those like lanky skinny guys, they're always with some big booty, big titty. My boyfriend's cheering in the background, by the way, so don't worry, he's not insulted.
I'll tell you what else is lanky and big.
That dilk.
So here's my logic and why I think they're actually dating. Okay, so here's my theory, okay? We all know that Kanye has bipolar issues. Mm-hmm. And if we go down the route, then we also know that Pete Davidson has bipolar issues. So if we know anything about like relationships and wanting to like, I feel like most guys we go for tend to have sometimes the same, issues. So I'll say that. And I'll also say that Pete Davidson always gets hot girls. So
yeah.
I would not be, it's not like, whoa, he just got Kim K. Like he dated Ariana Grande. Like she's hot. He dated Phoebe from Bridgerton.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of other ones in there.
Well, the only reason I think they're not dating is because it's just like a weird match. Like I don't doubt that he could maybe like bang a hot girl like Kim, but it's just like I don't feel like they're in line like age-wise and like career-wise. Like Pete is literally like this jokester, like basement boy.
Like think about it. Pete Davidson is really funny. And what is one thing that always gets a girl, and they could be broke as fuck or they could not be in line with where Kim is.
Yeah.
But you're funny, and that's how you get a girl. Personality and like just like humor is what she needed at this time in her life. And I remember her saying somewhere where she's like, I don't care so much about like being in the spotlight. Like I did it. I spent my whole life trying to be in there. Then now that like she made it, she just like, I want to find somebody like Courtney's boyfriend where they're just like watching shows and they're just vibing. So I feel like Pete Davidson peaked in at a right time. So my logic is they're actually together. But if they were trying to pursue the relationship in secret, they would have like closed down the amusement park and all the things they did that were like obviously showcased and for publicity. So that's where I'm just a little bit taken back, but I think she's into him.
I think, you know what they say, the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. So I would just keep that in mind when you believe any rumors that come up with, you know, the Kardashians. I think they're fucking geniuses. So I think whatever they want you to believe, it's for a reason.
Right. And there's also a show coming out with him. So like there's that going on too.
Honestly, personally, I don't think they're dating, but I do love Pete Davidson. I think he's so cute. I mean, I would, you know, recommend that he probably dyes his hair back brown because I'm not feeling the bleach blonde, but he could pull it off. He's just like one of those like ratchet boys. I feel like that kind of like, he's just like one of those like nerdy, almost like dorky guys, but that are like cute and like they work with it. So I mean, maybe they banged, but I don't think that they're gonna date. That's my personal opinion. I do not see Pete being a stepdad. That's where it ends for me.
Honestly, I'm not here to say I think it's gonna last. I think that they're gonna date, but I just think it'll be like a history, like all of the people he dates. It just, you know, doesn't really work out. Did you, you know, put on the nose ring to
appeal to Pete? Potentially. My boyfriend's go, what the fuck? How was your fist pumping to skinny boys and now you're leaving me for another one? But
I went for a skinny guy, like a really skinny guy once upon a time, and like I have to say they're like really dangerous. I feel like they keep your life on edge, like really on edge. Is that a thing though? Like skinny guys are dangerous?
I don't know
because
about that.
All my experiences are really like,
I've always been into skinny guys. It's always been like kind of my type.
Yeah.
But like for a long time I like didn't date. Like it's hard to I never really say I have a type, but I would say like when I'm attracted to a guy, they're usually more like, I don't want to say skinny, but more like a lanky like skater boy body type. Like I've never been into like macho, or like some people like more like dad bod, or some people like chubby guys. Like I've just been more in like the lanky like type of guys.
I rotate, honestly.
But I think it just depends the person. Anybody could be a fucking killer. Yeah. You know, a fucking fuck boy at the end of the day.
100%.
I dated a guy. Well, I didn't date a guy. I hooked up with a guy who was like...
It's a big difference, Veronica. You want to get your facts straight.
I think my first like real skinny boy experience, I met this guy.
There's something about skinny guys that just like, when you hug them, it's not the teddy bear vibe, but like there's something about hugging like a tall skinny. I feel like you're like safe.
I just find it like cute. I don't know. I've always liked skinny boys, but
and you're like looking up. It's
Look, okay. Well, is he skinny and tall? Like
very. Yeah, I don't know. Skinny and tall were my
recommendations.
Yeah.
But the first time I like hooked up with like a skinny guy was actually when I was in Australia, and I was traveling alone at the time, and I was in a city by myself, and I was reading.
Never heard this story.
What the fuck? Reading? What am I? Eat, Pray, Love?
Shut up. Left Australia to
well,
find
you're
yourself.
Journaling. No, I was journaling. Ew. I'm so embarrassing.
You say on this podcast that people should journal, not only if they're getting out of relationships.
But you know what I mean? I'm sitting on a picnic table. The wind is in my hair. I'm by the beach. I think I'm in a movie.
The only excuse I'll give you is that you had no friends at this point in Australia.
Absolutely allowed to journal outside alone. It's a great way to make friends. Okay. And I was outside of like a cafe or something, and I was just like living my Eat, Pray, Love life. And there was this guy across the table from me, like super tattooed, tall, skinny, and I don't remember how. I think he just like came into my like bench and was like, "Hi," and I was just like, "Hi," and I was so socially awkward at this point because I was traveling alone for a long time, so it was like I was really awkward when it came to meeting people. And he just like started talking to me, and he was like full like head to toe tattoos, like a bunch of piercings. It was different from like what I had just came from. This was like recently after I broke up with my ex, because it was in the beginning of my trip.
Was he really nice?
He was super nice, super sweet guy.
Don't you find sometimes when they're like all tatted, we have this like bad boy image, and then they're like always sometimes the biggest sweethearts, and it's like, wait, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Tattoos doesn't symbolize always bad boy. Yeah. Got it.
He was very, very like the opposite of like, he was very like sad boy, like
that.
emo, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Except not my experience.
Anyways, he just like chatted me up and we ended up like talking and then we hooked up and it was like my first like skinny boy. And then I was like, okay, skinny boys have big dicks. And then that's where I came with that theory. And then that theory was proved, you know, ever so after that. So that's
well,
that's
they're
my
so
skinny boy
lanky.
story.
I mean, what, they're gonna end there? Everything is gonna be like
You're gonna give length, you know what I mean? You might as well give it everywhere. Just to add in there, he also wrote a song about me. So I feel like this is my movie.
Were you dating Travis Baker?
Baker. Well,
I want to correct myself, but it's not even coming to me right now.
It's like, can we get a meme of him cooking there? But yeah, no, he wrote a song about me and I was really living in my movie life. Like, young teen meets tatted bad boy.
What kind of song was it? Did he have a guitar?
Yes. And it was
really?
like...
Did you hook up with
It was
him?
called Canada.
Oh, you said you did.
I just said I hooked up
Did
with him.
he like, was he naked with just the guitar on him? You're like, my boyfriend's right here, babe.
He was not naked with just guitar on him. He wrote a song. It was called like Canada, and it was like you, oh Canada. You.
Is that where it ended? Is that why you guys didn't get to dating part?
No, he was actually super nice, but I have only good things to say. But it was just funny because first time somebody ever wrote a song about me, and
But how is that? Isn't that awkward when like somebody's singing you a song? Isn't it kind of like when somebody sings you?
I don't
Happy
think he
Birthday?
sang me the song. I think he wrote me the lyrics and like sent me a clip of him singing it or something like that.
Okay.
But I realized that like people only write songs about you if they only know you for 72 hours because they don't have time to know, you know, the shit you don't want to write a song about. Because I'll tell you who's not writing a song about me, and it's him right there. And if he is writing a song, it's "You fucking crazy, you fucking crazy bitch."
So guys, I just went to the dentist. Are you somebody who likes going to the dentist or hates it?
Hates.
Okay.
Well, I used to like it when I was a kid, but then when I got older, I said, okay, I know why people don't love this area.
When you're a kid, it's fun. You get like fun flavors. They don't do that shit anymore.
You get grape. And now they're like, I'm stabbing you with a knife and you don't get shit. You don't even get a fucking toothbrush at the end.
Literally. And I just feel like you obviously know that you're working on my mouth right now and that it's not available for speaking. Why are you asking me questions when you're literally in my mouth?
No.
Like, oh, what do you do? Like, what do you work in now? And it's like, first of all, I have no job, so don't ask me. But also, like, can't you see my mouth is occupied right now? You're working on it. I feel like sometimes dentists don't like, I don't know if it's ever happened to you.
All the time. But you know when it is actually? So usually when you go to the dentist, you have like the technician who like does your cleaning, and then your dentist comes in at the end for like that 5-minute thing. And that whole 5 minute, they're chatting with you and you're going, oh yeah, work out the color. Yeah. And it's like, babe, like pick one. Like we should do a briefing before we do the appointment that we could get all our questions out of the way. And I could, you know, sit in peace on my chair and cry about my mouth bleeding.
Oh my God, I forgot to say this. I want to say this at the beginning, but whatever. So you all know that I love Starbucks. I'm like new to this Starbucks loving.
Yeah, so are you allowed to say you love Starbucks?
I love Starbucks because like I never
Name
was
3
really
drinks.
somebody to like coffee, but like my friend got me on oat milk and vanilla cafe latte, and now like I'm obsessed and I have to have one every day, and it's like $10 every day for just a coffee.
For somebody who's unemployed, it's much.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I get in the line of the drive-thru and the girl tells me the guy in front actually paid for your coffee. It's just a random, like sometimes they do that where it's
Act
just
of
like
kindness.
act of kindness, but it's like
He saw your tits in the rearview mirror, let's be real. Pay it forward. Yeah, double D's pay it forward.
and then I was like, well, I'm not going to be that girl even if I'm unemployed. I'm not going to not continue the amazing act of service or I'm going to hell.
Oh yeah, you have to.
So I have to continue it. But like my coffee was $8. What surprise am I getting behind me? 4 coffees ordered at the max. So I'm like, I'm not coming to Starbucks anymore. I want to be good. I want to be nice. I want to do the acts. But like, I wasn't about to tell the girl no.
Yeah, you can't say I'll pay in the back and she goes, perfect, it's $16.42. And you're like,
No, $16.42 would have been for 2 coffees.
I actually meant 62.
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's more. I was like,
Dyslexia.
I was just a girl coming here to get a cafe latte with oat milk and extra vanilla.
You're like,
please.
I'm unemployed. Look,
Like,
I'll give $10.
How did I just get stiff from a $7 coffee to 60? Like, can't they do good deeds on like Christmas or something?
You got fucked out of your good deed. You said, oh my
Holy.
God, that's so kind. And then they said, $60 out back.
And
you
then
said, "Never
Universe
mind."
Me was like, it's fine. Something better is coming my way. And you know what it was? A ticket. So, you know what? Some days they aren't for you. And that was all on the
was one
same
of
day
those
that I
days.
went to the dentist. So,
That was one of those days.
oh my God. You know what else happened to me? Veronica, somebody hacked into my iCloud. Okay. I think that's worse than getting like my bank account. Well, I'll tell you right now.
iCloud is definitely worse. They can't do shit with that bank account. They're going, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for debt. All this work
like,
and they're
what?
paying.
Oh, that might be the funniest thing you ever said. They're like, wait, how did I actually just get stiffed?
They're doing what you just had to do at Starbucks.
Oh my God. So my my iCloud gets hacked, okay? So I get this random, so when I was in Florida, like a couple of years ago, I had met this really nice girl that was like part of this guy I was talking to. And basically I got a random, like, you know, like a message on text, but email style.
Yeah.
And it was her at outlook.ca, whatever. So this girl, let's just say her name is like Simon.
Katrina?
Well,
Simon.
Simon. That's not a girl's name. Okay, I'll say
could be.
like
Gender neutral.
like Michelle, okay? So I get an email from Michelle at outlook.ca and she's like, babe. So I'm like, okay, like, I don't know, like maybe she's asking me if I'm going to It's not somebody I talk to on the
Yeah.
daily. So I didn't feel comfortable enough. Like, I can't explain this. I was like, hey, I'm like trying to see like why she's writing to me, you
Yeah.
know? But like, she could message me. It's not out of the blue, but it's
Yeah.
not really like common.
Yeah.
And like, wouldn't you just DM me? I don't know. Weird. She's like, do you mind? My access to my account is not working and you're my referral.
Sketch.
So she's like, and then I'm thinking like, I don't know, maybe, you know, like sometimes it happens or like I'm in A for some reason.
Yeah.
So she's asking me for like, my email. She's like, what's your old email? Because I'm seeing here and it's like the recovery email. So like an idiot, I'm like, no problem. But I'm embarrassed at this point. This is somebody I don't want to embarrass myself in front
Yeah.
of. Like, I don't care to send it to you, but like, this girl I don't know that well. So I'm like, Lil_Italian_soccerfreak@hotmail.com. Embarrassing. Okay. Like, just that alone is
The
embarrassing.
hacker's going, fucking idiot.
And then she's like, babe, it's going to send you a code. Do you mind sending me the code? Because right now, I think that I'm giving her access
code.
into her
Yeah.
fucking account, but they're actually asking for my code because they're hacking into mine. And I literally willingly opened the door and said, baby, come right in. So I give them the access code. Then she said, fuck, it's not working. Like, I just sent another one. Do you mind sending another one? Open the door, wide open, right again. They asked for 3 codes. I promise you, I took a screenshot 3 times and sent it to her. I'm like, babe, is it good?
Anything else?
And
you
then
want?
I was like, do you know who this, like, just curious, like, do you know, like, you're speaking to Alessia? Like, I don't know if she thought maybe, like,
Yeah.
she had me saved under one of her other friends.
Yeah.
And then she stopped answering. And then the next day I wake up and I'm out of my, you know, iCloud. So now I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, what the fuck? So now I had remembered that one of my friends, this same thing happened. So I FaceTime my friend who this happened to, and it was a whole ordeal for her. Like, they had removed her security questions. There was no way for her to get back in. And also, like, it literally became like a whole like 3-month process. She had to change her thing. They had to email it to her, and she had to convince them. Like, it was a huge thing. Because when the hackers get through, they really change everything.
Yeah.
That like not even Apple could really help.
Yeah.
So basically, I called my friend and I'm like, what happened to you when you got hacked? Because I think I know what it is. Because I just got an email from a girl and I basically just opened the door for them to do it.
Yeah.
She goes, Alessia, like, I'm busy. What are you talking about? I sent you the code. I'm like, what do you mean you sent me the code? She goes, you emailed me. I sent you the code. I'm like, oh my God. And she just got out of that completely. And now she just got stiffed again. She's like, what do you mean? It was you who emailed me. I'm like, wasn't. I don't have an Outlook account. She's like, what do you mean? She literally starts crying because
Yeah.
she's like over this at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, just change your account. I'm like, Alessia, you don't understand. Like, they removed my security questions the whole time. Like, they had to send me an email. They had to send me it by mail. Like, there's no way I'm going to get it back. And like, I had still my security questions and stuff because they didn't
Yeah.
fully hack me. Anyways,
Yeah.
She calls Apple. They're actually like freaking out. They're like investigating this. Like, we'll get back to you in 5 days. At this point on her notes, she has all her passwords. Like, she literally said, walk right in. What do you want? Is it my
Should have the map.
pin for my credit card? Is it the code to get into my house? What is it? Because you have it. Literally all. We don't realize how much like an iCloud is like.
Yeah, and all your pictures too and everything. Like,
She was panicking beyond belief. Like, I was able to change my password and fix it, but they still had time to, download everything on a hard drive. So at this point, hopefully I don't get famous because something's going to come out about me. Anyways, Apple ends up getting back to her 5 days later. They say, yeah, somebody did hack it. And I just want to let you know, I went on 3 devices and a software went through the computer. So everything, basically all her shit right now is on a hack. Like, whoever hacked her, they took everything. So even in case she was like, maybe it didn't get through. No, they gave it through. And they asked her for 4 codes. She gave all 4.
that's crazy.
So like my heart bleeds for her. And now I'm just letting everybody know that if anybody
careful.
is in that situation, because after that, it was just like a rainbow effect. You were getting it.
Yeah, I
You
got
were
it.
the only smart one. Explain.
Guys, the best time of the year, and I'm not talking about the holidays because the holidays are a pretty good time of year, but I'm talking about Black Friday.
Black Friday is the best and worst time of year, but because this is an online promo, the best time of year.
I agree. And I'm always like, I'm going to get all my Christmas gifts on Black Friday, and then I don't. But here's your sign to actually not do what I do and actually get your Christmas gifts.
Yes,
on
and there's
Black
no
Friday.
lines.
Exactly. So, guys, Manscaped is having a huge sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You can get 25% off site-wide, so on anything you want. And they just launched a new 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, a new deodorant, and a lip balm. So you really can't go wrong with gifts for your man, for your dad, for anyone. And you need to take advantage of probably the biggest sale we've, done with them so far.
And we all know Christmas can get so expensive. So what a better time. Use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout to receive the biggest sale we've ever got for you guys. And it's 25% off and free shipping.
And you know what they say? Get lit on Christmas. Do they say that? I don't know.
I think they do say that, especially when you're with family members you don't like. Get lit.
Get lit as fuck. And you know how
Or I don't know, I'm being negative.
Yeah. And you know how you get really lit?
Is it the Christmas tree?
Close.
Okay.
It has lights.
Okay.
It is with a custom neon sign from Neonific.
And what better time than to have that for all your family members when they come over? An amazing sign that just lights up the room.
Yep. And you can even get it to say, leave by 9 p.m. And then they'll all get the message because the sign is right there. So if you want to give it to them easy, head over to neonific.ca, create any sign you want in any color you want, any size you want. And we also got a discount code for you.
Ooh, guys, use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout to receive 10% off your entire order on Neonific. Free shipping is also given. So guys, use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout to receive 10% off your entire order on Neonific and free shipping. If I didn't say that.
So lately, since my boyfriend got his new job and he's wearing suits every day, it's like when he comes home from work, I just feel like, who am I dating? Like,
You're dating a liar.
well, I feel... I know what you mean. It's always the men in suits that actually do... You know what? I was going to say something, and now I take it back.
Tell me what you were going to say before he's a liar.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I feel like, who am I dating? Like, you're so important. Like, you're hot. Like,
Yeah.
come here. You know
if
what
you
I
want
mean?
a guy to feel important, buy him a suit.
1,000,000%.
And if he wants to feel important, he'll buy himself a suit.
Exactly.
But not just any suit. A suit that's like custom to their body. Because I feel like when a suit is custom to you, it fits amazingly and they feel really hot, even though they're like a 0.
But we
They
don't
go
want
up,
them to
like-
feel like too hot where they're gonna, stray.
Right.
So like feel like medium hot. Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
So like a suit really helps with like your, self-esteem.
For sure. And we are partnered up with Isotti, which is an Italian-based bespoke suit brand where you can get tailor-made suits for you to fit you perfectly, and they're amazing quality, so you can check them out. And we are also providing you with a lovely discount code to get all snazzed up for a, good price.
Guys, use our discount code because I'm Santa Claus today. Holy cow. So
You're
guys,
Oprah.
Yeah, give her. I'm actually Ellen. I'm giving gifts.
That's Oprah.
The 10 days. No, that's Ellen.
Well, also Oprah gives gifts.
Whatever. Ellen gives gifts. She does like a thing. It's like 10 days. Anyway, so guys, use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout to receive 20% off anything on Izotti, and it's custom. So like, we love that.
We love that. So whether if it's, you know, for you or it's for your man, hit them up.
Basically, get everything you need on for Christmas here at the Chemical X podcast. Get them the sign they always wanted, get them the suit they always needed, and the bald toner and razor they always needed.
Exactly. So I got an email I got a text, like she said, from an email, and it was like alessia.lenob at whatever, outlook.com or whatever it was. And like sometimes that happens, that you will get a message from somebody from their email, like for whatever reason, like the text didn't go through. And I get a message from her and she's like, babe, can you do me a favor? And like it really sounded like her. And then I'm like, but that's weird because I know her email. And I think that's the only reason why I didn't fall for it, because I actually know your email. So I was like, and also I knew that you would never put your last name Lonob. Like I was like, she would just never do that.
And also you're the one person, like, don't call me babe.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't run to say babe to you.
So I screenshot it and I sent it to her and I'm like, is this you? And she's like, oh my God, no. And then the account sends again, babe, please. But I'm like, they're really convincing me. Like it's no,
they
like,
really get you with the babe.
because usually hackers, you could tell right away, like this is a scam. But I genuinely would have thought it was you if it hadn't been the email, that I knew your email for real.
But you're also like an investigator. Like I understand how me and my friend got caught up in this. And like, especially my friend, like Alessia, like once they got to me, it wasn't as weird as like the Miami girl. Now it's like they obviously are in my system, so they see all my friends. So now everyone who was getting it after me were literally all my best friends, which is even more fucked up.
Well, I told you, I don't know if I ever said this story, but they do it a lot to company email. So one time I was at work, and the way that this is when I was working in office like 2 years ago, and my desk was like facing my boss's desk. Like we were both facing each other, but with like our computers kind of, you know what I mean? Like you had to like look to see each other. And I get an email from him, and this is like my boss, like my fucking boss. And he's like, Veronica, can you do me a favor? It's urgent. And it came from his email.
Fucked up.
Right? So you don't look right away. Like you don't start dissecting the email. So you just go, okay. So I say, yeah, what's up? I'm like, sure. What do you need?
It's even weird that they know you work with them.
Well, it's because they go for the company email. So they like find who has like the at, you know, because there's usually a company like
they're smart.
They're very, very smart.
The devil works harder, but what, you say Kris Jenner works
I
harder?
think it's the hackers.
I think it's the hackers.
So I get an email from my boss. He says, can you do me a favor? It's urgent. So I'm like, this is weird. So I write back, yeah, sure, what's up? And you know, like it's your boss. You don't want to ask too many questions. Like you just do what they tell you to do.
100%.
And then he writes back, I'm in a meeting, but I need you to run me an errand. But at this point, I'm like, that's weird because he's sitting right in front of me. He in a call, like, what's going on? And then after, I'm like, okay, like, what do you need? And he writes, like, I need you to go pick up gift cards for a client at, like, you need to buy 5 Amazon gift cards for a client. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, this is not normal. So I just look and I'm like, and I call him and I'm like, are you, like, what do you need these gift cards for? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you sent me an email. Like, what are these gift cards for? And he's like, oh my God. He's like, that's not me. Like, and they had literally copied his email exactly, but just switched 2 letters. So you would never even, unless you like dissected that it was, like you would just not catch right away. Like it's so easy. But obviously for me, as soon as I heard 5 Amazon gift cards, I was like, hey, like red flag.
Well,
what's
for
going
me,
on?
I just think if you're a hacker, don't say like, what did he say? He was like, I'm right here, or like I'm out of the office, because there's a chance that like they're not in a meeting, so you're fucking yourself over. So I'm not saying if you're a hacker, keep that out, but you know what I mean.
But it was very like,
it works better.
You know, you always want to please your boss, but when I come with those 5 Amazon gift cards and he goes, you just frauded the whole company.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, well, 1, you're fired.
Yeah.
Like 2, you're paying for this.
And also, speaking of hacking, I was trying to get into my Twitter account this week, and they were like, I tried signing in, and they're like, sorry, we locked your account because there was some unusual activity. And I'm like, rude. So then I'm like, okay, I have to reset my password. So I go to reset my password, and then the account that is my password is my Lil Rossi _ fucking love.
Those are disgusting.
And
passwords.
I'm just like, I don't, like I don't fucking use it. I haven't used this email in 15 years. Like
Right.
I don't know the fucking password. So then I try signing in there and I see that they also hacked that account because the recovery email and the number are two things I don't understand, are two things that I don't recognize.
Right.
And Twitter is basically saying, go fuck yourself, we're not helping you. And Hotmail is saying, we don't care. They're saying, what's your last 3 emails? And I'm like, babe, I don't fucking know.
I feel like it's so crazy, but I feel like a lot of people lately are getting hacked, and it's becoming more and more popular where people are like getting influencers accounts and then changing the name and
Yeah.
like selling it for money.
That happened to my friend. They just hacked into her account. We're trying to scam people using her profile. And then when she's DMing the account, like, give me my fucking account back, they're like 500.
That's insane. At least she had the option. I think I would have paid. Like,
But it's just fucked up. But the thing is, they're not giving you back the account.
but you know what's also really crazy is
What?
that
They're going to
so
say, here's
many-
the password.
so many people make a living from this Instagram, and you think it's like always gonna be there, but you actually don't know. Like, you can lose your job, everything, if you just like lose your account.
Yeah.
Which is really crazy to think of. And I only thought of that, really, not that I make money off Instagram right now, but maybe in the future. You only really realize it when you get hacked. You're like, wow, like, did I actually just potentially lose everything? Because like they don't care that much, Instagram, to get
Yeah.
it back for you. Like, you literally
very
have to
hard.
harass.
Yeah. But it's just crazy, and it's so true. Like, you always see like these huge, even just like if you think about it, like these OnlyFans girls or like these Instagram models, like they very often eventually get their accounts blocked when they have like 200, 300K,
Yeah.
and then they make their backup account, but it's never the same. And it's like, imagine you're living, like
work.
your living is from Instagram and you get that taken away from you. It's very scary, and I feel super bad, and it's really bad.
Because I just feel like there's a lot of people you've followed along the way that it's almost like not right to follow them again if you're making a new account. It's like interesting. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, some people you've just been following for a long time. It's like for me, for example, okay?
Yeah.
My account gets hacked. I'm still following my ex-boyfriend. Like, I'm going to start following accounts, but I still want to see what he's doing. But like, I'm not following.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain people, it's just like they were
there in the mix, but they're not coming
yeah,
back
like
in.
you're not crazy for still having them, but it comes down to refollowing them that there's an issue. Like, why are you following me? Tell me, you know what I mean?
No, 1,000,000%. It's like my fear,
Yeah.
is to get hacked. And
Yeah. Do you know what else I was thinking about? I feel like we're going all over the place today. We're like, Kim Kardashian is dating Pete Davidson, but also don't get hacked. I think that jobs need to give 2 types of days off. And it's one for, you know, when you're sick, but the sick ones can't be included in the days that you're like hungover or wasted. Do we agree?
No.
Ew, what are you, a boss?
Yeah,
No, you
what
get
am I,
6 days a
40?
week. But even I heard that there was like I heard there was a company that gives like hangover days. Like there's your like original days off for sick days, and then you also get your hangover days. So like you don't even have to walk into the office and be like, I was sick. Like, bitch, use one of your hangover days.
I mean,
That's pretty crazy.
I would say, yeah, it's pretty crazy, but here's the thing. You can't stop being sick, but you can control being hungover. Like, you could not be hungover by not drinking. So, like, I just feel like it's... But
Anyways,
some
I
jobs
wouldn't
have
want
personal
Veronica as
days.
my boss. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna be
wouldn't want me
honest.
either. I wouldn't want me either.
I want to be the cool boss who
Yeah.
says hangover days, sick days.
I'm here like, no fucking way. You better get drunk on
Like-
Saturdays only.
Yeah, like calm down. She puts on her nose piercing, and all of a sudden she thinks she could judge everybody.
But like, also some jobs have personal days. Like, I used to have personal, like, you could take it for whatever.
I mean, but
Okay.
it's still included.
Find me a job that gives hangover days. Just let's leave it at that. Find me
I'm gonna be looking for a job for a real long time. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, if you're going in with these requirements, they're saying, babe, look to the next. Like,
Holy. So guys,
you're
just
going,
us-
I need hangover days, I need sick days, I need vacation days.
they're going, yeah, we'll review and we'll let you know that you're not getting the job. Thank you.
Actually, we'll stop you right there. You didn't get it. So you could just sign off the Zoom right now.
They're not even gonna wait till the Zoom ends. You didn't get it, babe.
It's very like the driving test. You know what I mean? Where you do something wrong and you just know you failed. And they say you could actually just pull up back to the...
I would just smash it into a car at that point. I'm failing anyways. Why do I even have to try?
But it's crazy. When you do your driving test, when you fail, they literally just say, yeah, it's okay. Just take a left here and just go back into the station. And you know, like, that's the worst turn you're doing. You're like, no, just let me do the parking, please. And they say, no, thank you.
So fun fact about me, I had failed my driving license in the car. Failed it quite a few times, Veronica, like an embarrassing amount of times.
The driving?
Yeah. 4 times. Yeah. My parents are like, honestly, the
don't-
next time you fail, like, it's on you, babe.
You don't
like,
deserve
we
a license.
can try, we can help you, we can support you, we want you to get your license, but like, there comes a time where you're gonna have to pay for yourself, and it's the fourth time.
You don't deserve your license.
You know what I mean? And
I-
I'm gonna admit that I'm not the best driver. Like, I will say I don't think I'm bad. I think that I'm in the mood a lot when I'm driving, so I shouldn't be on the road. But
Yeah, you know, you're a hazard
wait,
to
you passed
humanity.
it on the first time?
I did not. I failed the first time, but
the
I did.
second?
I did worse on the second time that I passed than the first time. The first time I drove, 100%, like amazing. I did it so fucking good.
Right.
We get to a parking and
Same
she's like,
thing.
do a backwards parking. I'm like, okay, no problem. I do the backwards parking, and it was like a mall parking lot. So you know, it's like the curb, like the.
Right.
Right? And I just go a little bit too far back and my wheel hits the curb, but not like a,
Yeah.
like it just went, and then she goes, automatic fail.
No.
And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, that could have been a person. You hit an object. And I'm like, no, it would. And I'm fighting with the girl in the car. I never fight. People tell me you fail. I just say, okay. But I was like, you don't understand. I was like, what the hell? I was so
I
mad.
feel like when it comes to driving, like getting your exam, you're so excited to be able to drive that day. So
Yeah.
it's like everything is way more personal.
And you have to
know?
go tell your friends I failed, like your family.
Everyone is waiting to hear the response. And like, if you fail, like,
You're a loser.
and also the plans you made for Saturday that you're going to take your mom's car, like, it's not happening.
So the second time that I did my test, so I failed. She goes, sorry to tell you, but you had 100% till you hit the curb. And I was crying in the car. I'm like, please, like, can't you just pretend that I didn't hear? No, but they're like that. They're fucking
Yeah.
bitches. And then the second time I did my test, I was driving my stepmom's car for the test. And it was like it's a Mini Cooper, which is like a convertible. So the
Right.
back windows are really small. And the girl gets in the car and she reclines her seat all the way to the back. I'm like, well, ma'am, if you want to sit in the back seat, like, there's a seat. You could go if you want. She reclines it so far because she's like, I need to have access to the handbrake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I can't see my blind spot. So can you move up a little bit? She's like, no, sorry.
Well, you're failing just because you're answering your back. Veronica, shut up. Who even looks at their blind spot? When I did it during the exam, I didn't even know what a blind spot. I just looked back far enough, arched my neck, and they were like, okay, she looked at her blind spot.
So I'm like, you're covering my blind spot. And she's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I need to be able to grab this comfortably. And I said, okay. And then we do the test. First of all, I burn a yellow light. I'm like, perfect, I failed. I did so many things wrong. And
when
then
you
after
do so many things wrong, you're driving.
yeah,
you don't
you're
give a
driving,
fuck
you don't
at
give a
this
fuck.
point.
And then she goes, okay, like, get into the right lane and we're gonna turn right here. So I go, okay, perfect, no problem. I put my flashers on, I check my spot, I'm ready to go. I start turning, and everything you do in your driving test is a little slower than you normally would. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't start going, "Arr!" Like, it was very like, so I'm changing lanes. Beep, the car behind me honking. The girl comes, grabs the wheel, shoots it in the other direction. Okay, guys, almost got us into an accident.
No.
And at this point, it's babe.
You should have made a joke when you got there. So, did I get 100%?
She grabs the wheel, turns it, like, that's when you know you touched my wheel. I'm failing this test. I'm there. I'm like, okay, well, just direct me back to the place because I know what happened. Like, and now we're driving in silence. You know, like, I almost killed us. Like, this girl almost lost her life being a fucking driver's assessment teacher. And I'm just driving in silence, and I'm like, and then she goes, okay, do your parking here. And I go, miss, like, I know, like, just don't even make me do
It's
it.
crazy.
And then we get back and she goes, okay, so I'm passing you. And I'm like,
Wow.
I literally said, what?
Honestly, these things are full of shit.
The girl said it could have been a person. I'm like, it was a person, and I still fucking passed.
Honestly, it's insane, but I feel like every time I've always failed was never my driving. I always got really good on my driving. It was always the parking, the issue. And then I got to the point where I was like, hey, Dad, we're going to the parking lot and we're going to spend 3 hours here and I'm going to learn. And now to this day, what I'm really, really good at, and everyone will say, is like, I'm very good at parking because I failed so many times that I literally got it down packed. And my driving, I would say, you know, could use some work.
So you're good at the only thing that can't kill another person. Perfect.
Well, not what your instructor said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest there.
But the only
But-
reason that I passed the other one
Yeah.
is because I said I can't see my blind spot. So thank God I did fucking say it. Because she was
wow.
like,
sometimes speaking up is the answer.
is the answer. Because she was like, you know what? Like, cause you like, advised me that you couldn't see, like, I'm gonna let it slide because you didn't see the car, and I saw that you didn't see the car, and I was like, well, bitch, you couldn't say something before I almost crashed into the car.
Yeah,
Like,
so because I was failing so much, I was getting to the point where I was like talking to my friends and they were telling me their stories, and some of my friends were like, oh, you want to get a guy, like girls are fucking bitches in the car. I'm like, okay. So as you're waiting in the
SAQ
sack, whatever, I feel like it's very stressful and they're gonna call your name. I'm like, please be a guy, because at this point I'm like, maybe it'll be my looks that'll save me a little bit here. You know, I hit a little bump, they'll just ignore. My friend, she was like, Ale, when I got in the car, he was flirting with me, like I knew I was passing. But the second I got in, I'm like, having got that experience, I'm gonna be completely honest, my other friend, she did it during
I would flirt if I could, but
you know what I mean? I'm too stressed. Like, I gotta do the L. I gotta make sure, like, everything, my seatbelt, like, it's too stressful. I don't have time to flirt. Like, and first of all, it's my profile. There's no flirting going on with my profile. But
if there is, we're crashing because I'm not looking at the road.
What are you looking at?
Ma'am, keep your eyes on the road.
Fail. And then when they're writing, it's like, what are you writing over there?
Show me your fucking notes.
Yeah.
When you
and
see
then
them
when they start
cross something,
scratching things,
yeah,
I'm like,
pass me the paper.
I'm like, I don't even know why I'm living for. I'm gonna crash us both because we failed.
As soon as you see them, right, you say, okay, just direct me back. You start burning red lights.
My friend was like, every experience I was having of all my friends passing was like, I did it, babe, during a snowstorm, and like I didn't see the stop sign, and like apparently like when the instructor has to put the brakes or the handbrake or do something, then you automatically fail. They put their foot on the brakes and she still passed. Cause she's like, I didn't see the stop sign. It was a winter day. So I'm like, should I be doing my exam in the winter where a lot more is gonna pass? Because I'm not getting good luck here. Anyway.
I mean, really, there's no science to it because I almost hit a car and
I'm going to London. So I know I said I was stopping for a bit, but
did you say that?
I said I was going to take a break from traveling, yeah, because,
Oh.
you know, I'm jobless now. But, like, here I am going to London with one of my good friends.
One of the most expensive cities you chose.
I'm going to be honest. I'm really hoping that I meet a couple people there. They say, babe, come to dinner, because I know that it's fucking expensive there and I've never been. So I'm going to ask you how your experience was there.
I loved London.
How long did you go for again?
Honestly, not that long. I think I only went for like a week or 2 weeks or something.
Oh, you went for pretty long? 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah, because I was, at the time, I was like talking to this guy from England. So he was showing me
Ooh,
around.
we never spoke about that. Okay.
No. So in the past, I dated a guy from England. We met in Australia, whatever.
Is that why your accent's so good?
My accent is very good. My English accent is on point.
Oh my God, I wish I could do that.
Probably because, yes, I dated an English guy. And I also lived with a bunch of English people. So I was very able to copy the accent.
Continue.
You're like, go on.
Come on. Nicer than your voice. You're like rude.
Yeah, close the cameras.
Well, like, I just wish I could speak like that. I'm so jealous. David, can you say one thing? We're going to higher the volume. Just so you guys know that they're a perfect match.
Come on, baby, you could do it.
Say it.
Okay, just fucking say something.
Come in. He needs the...
Hello, love. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, so I went to meet a guy there, and he showed me around, and I really loved it. Actually, I always thought that London was like not for me. Like even when I was dating him, I was like, fuck London, I hate that city. And I went to visit and I was like, oh my God, like I want to move here. This is such a stunning city.
I just feel like I was talking to a lot of people. They're like, oh, I would never go to London. It's always like the weather shit and like... But I'm just like, are you kidding me? I see like the fashion of what people wear and they're just so much more like careless. Not that the fashion's more ratchet, but it's more out there, like fun, colors, vibrant. So like I ordered a bunch of shit that's like not normally things I would wear here, but I'm like, whatever guys, I'm going to London. Like I could be whoever I want to be.
Yeah, English people are
Ratchet.
very like out there with their fashion.
Which
I remember
is fun.
Yeah, I love it. And they're also like really fun people. Like English people are like really crazy, really fun, love to party.
And they have the best sense of humor. Do we agree?
Yes.
Like I feel like their sarcasm is fucking amazing.
Yeah. English people are really like a good time. Like they're really cool people to hang out with. They're always loud, funny, like very fun. I had an amazing time in England and I loved the people. I always loved English people. And yeah, I love
So what
I love
advice
London.
would you give me going?
Well, it's a really big city. That's number one.
Yeah, so I'm only going for like 7 days, 6
That's
nights.
fine. But it's just more of like a New York style city where you're like taking like the metro to like get places.
Okay.
And I don't really know. Like there's just so many cool
Yeah.
things. Like my favorite
Is
thing
there something I need to eat there? Like,
like English food is like not really good.
okay,
So,
perfect. So I'm
I
going
wouldn't
on a
worry about
vacation
that.
where it's gloomy. The food's not good. Why?
But the
and it's
vibes are
expensive?
fun. The vibes are fun. Like the people you're gonna meet are really cool. And like you're gonna party, it's fun. And also like what I like to do is just like going in the shops and like the boutiques, like finding
Oh my
cool things.
God.
Like
everyone's saying a lot, like don't shop before you get there. But I'm like, what do you mean? I need to go with my lookbook of my looks for the week.
no, they have a lot of good.
But
good
I
stuff.
realize every time I order things, a lot of the times they come from London. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
There's this really cool store. And I'm sure you're gonna see it. I can't remember the name of it, but you'll see it
We're
when
friends.
you
I
see
think
it.
we can talk after
We could
this.
talk. I'll text you
Look
it.
up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll look it up.
I'll give you my number if you don't have it.
Well, it's what alessia.lonob@hotmail.com. Is that who I should message?
It's Outlook if you want to get to the hackers.
So there's this one really cool store that's like all dark neon, and like you walk downstairs and like the downstairs is like a sex shop, but like the 2 floors above are like a clothing store, but it's really really cool. So
Okay,
you'll definitely know what it is when you see it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a rave. You see the doors to the rave happening and you're like amazing.
Oh my
But it's a
God.
really cool store, so you should go there.
Is there any words I need to know?
So
That was not English.
yeah, so start with, the English
Speaking
language.
English so they can understand you. Like all I know is like fit. Like
Oh,
he's
she's fit,
Oh,
yeah.
she's fit, meaning like she's hot.
Yeah.
Mate.
Mates, yeah, but that's like whatever.
In your accent, please.
There's a lot of like slang that took me a really long time to understand, but you're
Really?
not gonna come across it because it's more like the slang of like
Yeah.
London. But like when I was dating that guy, like he would tell me things and I was like, what the fuck? Like how does that even make sense? And yeah, so like one thing, it was like he would be like, I remember when we first met, he was like, oh, you're so peng. I was like, I'm sorry.
Peng?
Peng? Pingu? Who?
Pingu,
Who what?
pingu.
And he was like, oh no, it means like you're really hot. And then
Thank you.
there's another thing
Veronica,
that's
you're
called
peng.
Thank you. Another thing that's called punching. Like somebody had told me once, they were like, oh, like he had said people are gonna think I'm punching. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like everything needs an explanation.
Right.
Like it's not even something that you could like
Which
just
is kind
guess.
of fun though.
So punching means like when you're dating somebody who's like way like
Out of your league.
out of your league. Like it's basically like punching above your weight class. So it's like, oh, he's punching like she's way hotter than him or something.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like so many. They have a lot of slang. Anyways, there's so many things I can't even begin.
And like, do I need to drink tea while I'm there? I love tea. Is that like the place to have tea?
I mean, if we're gonna be, aesthetic girls, then yeah, drink a tea, I guess.
Oh God. Okay, well, I'm really excited. The last thing I want to say is like I know I said I'm not going on Raya anymore, but let me tell you when I'm gonna open that app, and it's when I get to London.
Location London. Why did I say
Holy! I just feel like whenever you're in the location, like the city, they show a lot more like London guys or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna be really fun to like mingle, meet guys, and like just like chill. And also the guy I'm going with, my gay best friend, he's also like has a few people he knows there. Where I'm like, I don't feel as comfortable because I feel like when I go places before, I feel okay to be left alone. But like he's been there before and he has friends there, and like I know at times he's gonna want to be alone. And I'm just like, wait, can I join? Like, I'm not normally like dependent on somebody, but I feel like when you go to a city where you don't really know well, I'm talking to the wrong person because you did all of that. But
Well,
I'm like,
no, it's not like New York. We know so many people that just here, there, but London is a very different story.
Yeah.
Europe, it's so much further.
I guess, yeah. I'm just like fucking.
So exciting though. I love
really
London.
stressing. And I was like, Veronica, we're gonna film an extra episode just in case I meet my husband, and he wants to make me stay with Mon. And he
Mop,
wants
mop.
me to stay an extra week. You know what I'm saying?
You always
We'll
gotta
have that
prepare in
on-
advance.
Anyway, guys, I will keep you updated on that.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. And let me know when you get your accent down pat and we could do a whole episode in our British accents. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. What's happened?
It just died. So just
Right now?
end it.
Okay, just now?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Love you. See you next week with another episode. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us 5 stars.